All right, so this Knife Thoughts video is one that I'm excited to do, and as you can see, this is the Rough Ryder Reserve RRR004 bar back. And this is an unboxing video, and it's thanks to FormationIT. So he reached out and offered to send me one of these straight from Smoky Mountain Knife Works so that I could do an unboxing, then carry it a while and do a full review. And I really appreciate that. It's something that really helps me and the channel to have more content. I'd love to buy every cool knife that comes out, believe me, but I just can't, and it's really, really cool and appreciated of FormationIT to be willing to send this along for my thoughts, and then, just help out the channel in that way. Now, like I said, he had asked me to do an unboxing and a review, and when I saw what this package was, that it was from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, I got so excited that I started to open it, and then, when I had cut like about halfway there, I remembered that he had asked that I do an unboxing. So I did cut a little into the package, but I didn't open it or anything like that. This is truly, my genuine first reactions, first impressions, and I guess an unboxing asterisk, but definitely true first impression. So I'm going to use my Rough Ryder Reserve RRR001, which is mine. It's the one from the series so far that I got myself, and I actually got to review the RRR002, the kayak, thanks to Darren Orrell. So this is the second of these series that people have loaned me, and I really appreciate it. It's really cool, it's really helpful, and I'm excited about this series. So let's open it up here and see what we got. Now I don't know what else is in this. Looks like the packing slip, but there is the box. So take a look at that. And I don't want to throw away the stickers or anything. I want to send those on to FormationIT. But as you can see here, like the others in the series, this knife comes in a box with the RRR Rough Ryder Reserve, and it is the RRR004. So these are supposed to come in groups of 4, and I don't remember the other ones opening in this way. I hope I didn't like break it or something. It seems like this box is kind of coming apart. But this series is a little higher end and a little bit different materials and finishing than other Rough Ryder knives, and it was supposed to come in batches of 4, and this was to be the 4th in the first kind of batch of knives that came out. There was the one-arm jack, the kayak, which was like a modified canoe, and then a whittler, and then the bar back. But this one just, I guess, took a little longer to get to Smoky Mountain Knife Works for distribution. So it came out a little later and just came out recently. So let's take a look at it. And I'm just gonna open it up this way because it seems like it's coming open that way itself. It looks like there's, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but there's like glue there. That glue must have come off. The bag didn't get wet or anything, so I'm not exactly sure why, but and it comes in a tube, which if you are a fan of gradation cutlery, you'll probably recognize is how gradation cutlery knives come. And if you want a fuller discussion on this series of knives, I do have a video on it where I discuss some of the things that I think they're going for, the market that they're trying to reach, and some of the similarities between these knives and gradation cutlery, some of the differences and things like that. But they do come in a tube like gradation cutlery knives, but it's a metal tube, I guess aluminum or something, and it has a little stopper thing. And then inside the tube, you've got a desiccant packet, and then it comes wrapped in a microfiber cloth. So nice little touch there. I do like these microfiber cloths for putting oil on knives and stuff like that. And it is Rough Ryder Reserve branded. And then inside the microfiber cloth, it also comes in a wax paper, which again is similar to GEC, that is also branded Rough Ryder Reserve. And so now that we've kind of gone through a few layers of packaging, let's take a look at the knife itself. All right, so pretty unique looking right off the bat. That's one of the things here about this knife that some people have been really excited about. Some people have not really been big fans of, is this really unusual design that it has. And this design is by one of the people at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, an in-house design, and it's kind of a unique take on a traditional knife here. But as you can see, it is pinned. You know, it has the traditional construction with pinned bolsters, what I believe is G10, black G10 handles. I should have looked it up ahead of time. I was kind of just excited about doing this video. But it's a synthetic for sure, either G10 or micarta, but it looks like G10 to me. And then as you can see, it is a 2-blade and a 2-spring knife. So let's go ahead and open up the blades here. Now, the interesting thing is this is the front of the knife, right? This has the shield, which is an arrowhead shield. Again, in my video on this series in general, I showed the write-up that Smoky Mountain Knife Works has up on the product page talking about the arrow shield and how it's something that's been used by the owner of Smoky Mountain Knife Works and the owner of the Rough Ryder brand for a long time. It's not, you know, a copy of Northwood's. But this is the front of the knife here. But you'll notice that the blade with the nail nick on this side actually is what you would generally consider the secondary blade. So that's an interesting thing. Let's go ahead and open that one first, actually. Super smooth and super snappy. So that's nice right off the bat. Very smooth. Feels like buttery type smooth, like some GECs. If you've ever had a slip joint with washers, which these do have, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but they do. Yep, you can see it there, right in there. These do have what I believe are phosphor bronze washers, so it makes sense that they're very smooth, and it is really smooth. Wow. Yeah, super smooth and snappy. Also no blade play at all. Let's take a look for blade wrap. Doesn't seem to have any blade wrap. Some people have said that some of these, including this one, the 01, the one arm, had blade wrap. Mine didn't, and the kayak that I saw also didn't. So I don't know about that, but this one doesn't seem to on that blade. You can see that it does have a match strike pull. So I like the match strike pulls, and they seem to be done well. And then here's the other blade, and this is the one that's really unusual. As you can see, it has this bottle opener here, and some people have criticized it for a couple of reasons. One is that when you're, if you're going to use this other blade, that bottle opener's kind of really there, and this blade's kind of tall. The other thing I just noticed, and I don't know that I've heard other people say this, is that it looks like the other blade does kind of sit in that opening a little bit. So this is something I'm not going to test it right now in this unboxing. This is just a first impressions video, but I will, I'll do the work, and it'll be tough, but I'll test that bottle opener a few times and see how it works there. But let's take a look at the blade. So one thing I'm seeing here is that this blade is actually pinchable. You don't really need to use that nail nick, so easy to pinch open, and that's nice. I like a pinchable blade. And as you can see, again, it is a strange blade shape. So it's like a modified Wharncliffe, I guess you could call it. A straight edge, all straight edge, and a sloping spine to the tip there. So like a fat Wharncliffe, you might call it. And then another interesting thing that you don't really see too often at all on traditional, slip joints is this finger choil. So it actually fits my hand really nicely. Wow, I gotta be honest, I was a little bit concerned. Getting a knife on loan, I hate to not like it, and I was a little bit concerned about that. With this knife, I got loaned a Spyderco the swayback, and didn't like it. And I kind of, I hate to have somebody loan me a knife for review and give it a bad review. And I was worried that this wouldn't feel good in the hand, but at least with this blade, that's actually a really nice grip. You could do some nice detail cutting with that. So that's something that I'm going to explore a little bit more by carrying and using this knife. but it does seem to be nice there. Nice and sharp feeling. We'll test that out also. No blade play on this one. Sorry I keep shaking the camera. I'm still working on my setup here. But now this is interesting. You see that blade stop in there? That sticks up real high. So that must just be something that they need. Oh, that makes sense. There's no kick on this blade. So a typical traditional slip joint has a kick. And because of the choil, there's no kick on that. So, you know, they need that blade stop. So interesting stuff. Very, very unusual. Doesn't seem to be any blade wrap though, and no blade play. So a weird knife, no doubt about that. I'm not gonna say that it's not weird. And that's an interesting thing. It's something that, you know, I like weird knives. So I'm very, very excited to get to carry and use this knife. I am gonna put it to the test. One thing here you can see, it's not the thinnest knife, which is another thing people have had to say about these. But I'm going to put this in my pocket. I'm going to carry it, use it a little bit, and see what I think to give a full review and my full thoughts and whether these initial impressions are hitting the mark. So again, thank you to FormationIT for sending this along. I really appreciate it. It's cool to be able to get to check out a knife like this and then, you know, send it back and have this, you know, review for, you know, the person who sent it along and to put out there. So thanks to FormationIT. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, and if you'd like to see the full review, which I'm sure some people might be thinking, well, this is a 12-minute video. Why isn't this the full review? But if you want to see the full review, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications so you know when I post that review. And also check out my website, knifethoughts.com, and my social media, all at Knife Thoughts. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.